You can bet your buttons that if I see a bargain basement bacon deal, I'm gonna buy the bargain basement bacon. Yum yum. Today I'm going to make some carnivore deviled eggs. Let's boil up our eggs. There's multiple ways to do this, so I wouldn't say, hey, there's just one way and that's the only way you have to do this. No, there are multiple ways to do this. And if you add like mustard into your recipe or a couple, some seasonings on top, then I would call that dirty carnivore myself. But everybody has their own little deals they're doing, but mine are going to be eggs and cream and bacon and maybe a little bit of butter. And I'll let you know if I add anything else. Right now we're at the very beginning of this game. Ooh, and salt. We can't forget salt. Finally boiling. Next, we're gonna cook 2 pounds of our bargain bacon. I have some unbleached parchment paper. I used to cook my bacon in the skillet. Then I moved on to the pan. But we now eat enough bacon that I cook quite a bit at one time. So now I use the baking sheets, lined in parchment paper, with another layer of parchment paper kind of over the top to help mitigate splatter. I like to do the trick where you dampen your parchment paper and then you crumple it all up into a ball, so then it's much easier to work with. Bonus round, you can use your damp parchment paper for a little bit of hand exercises. Might as well. Now it won't move around as much. Don't these look great? I'm going to cover them in parchment paper, and into the oven they go. The parchment paper on top will help to keep the grease from splattering all over the oven. Now let's peel our eggs. Hopefully I do a good job. I think I did a pretty good job. Yay! We're going to put these in the refrigerator and let them stay solid. La 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 la. Cutting the eggs in half, separating out the yolk. My bacon came out of the oven. For some reason, this corner decided to get extra crispy. There are so many different options for your filling on your deviled eggs. You can take heavy whipping cream and turn it into whipped cream. You can use some cream cheese. You can use leftover bacon grease. There's all kinds of things that you can do to make the inside of your deviled eggs happy for your mouth. I think I want to do cream cheese, whipped cream, and bacon. This will be deliciously delightful. And then we'll put some Parmesan cheese with that on top. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I think about a quarter of a cube. I think that'll work. We'll just kind of do this to taste. We'll pour some of the grease in. And we'll add our other ingredients. And we'll see what happens. Cheese. And some whipped cream. Oh dear. Not the first time I've done this, but I always forget. We're making messes and having fun. Deciding this might be one of those times where it makes sense to use my immersion blender. We're gonna throw a little bit of sea salt in here too. Now I'm going to frighten all the birds that are just outside the window. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm going to make noises. I'm sorry. I'm going to put some bacon in that, like actual little pieces, and some Parmesan. It's really good. I think since I'm planning to put the bacon directly in the filling, and maybe a little on top, that'll make this a little bit more fun than trying to pipe it into the eggs with a pastry bag. But we're having fun. We can be messy in the kitchen. We can experiment. We can try new things. Let's make a mess. I'll maybe put this back into this bowl so then I can add the bacon. Here's a block of Parmesan cheese. I like to grate it fresh. I don't like the stuff that's already pre-grated for you. It's not as good for you. Give it a nice dusting of the Parmesan cheese. And we'll also put in some of our bacon that we cut up. And give it another stir. This is going to be wonderful. Here goes something. Here we are. I'm not that worried about presentation. The men will happily eat it, and it tastes delightful. However, I do still have my egg plate that my mother gave me. It's over in my vampire's den for my guests there to use. I just forgot to bring it over for myself to use before people showed up and were using the B&B. Bon appetit. Oh, by the way, this was only about half full when I shook it up.